SpaceX dropped like a rock today. However, it may have found some support at $130. I'm going to give you my full thoughts and analysis today, plus Apple, Tesla, NVDA, gold, and Bitcoin. We got a lot to cover, so let's get started. Right now, SpaceX has been dropping for the last few days, but may have found support at $130. I'm watching the Heikin-Ashi on a 30-minute. It's the best way, I think, to not only show directionality, but momentum. Here's your regular candle. Now here's your Heikin-Ashi. Candle, Heikin-Ashi. The Heikin-Ashi is the best way to show direction and momentum. I also like it paired with the MACD. You can see the MACD has been crossed the bears for the last couple of days. We almost got across here, failed. Almost got across yesterday at the close, failed. But look, we finally crossed the bulls here, folks. Right at the end of the day today, this could be a really good sign. However, I don't use the MACD in a vacuum. Price is how we make money. So here's what I'm thinking right now. As long as SpaceX can hold $130, I think it's putting in a base here and is sideways to up. We've got a $20 range from 130 to 150. A bounce here, I think, would take us right to the middle. We call that a mean reversion to 140. Above 140, it's going to 150, but we're going to use target one first at $140. Now, I'm a big fan of programmatic trading, which means I've got to look at the bull case and the bear case, and I need an over-under area. For me, that's $130. So if SpaceX cracks 130, folks, it's going lower. I'm looking at 120 as the next support, maybe even back to 105. I'm curious to see what the community here thinks is going to be the ultimate low for SpaceX. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. In my view, as long as it holds 130, it's sideways to up. It's also important to note that the big rally that we had here for a few days has basically come to an end, and we're now completely flat. It's easier to see this on the daily. Check this out. Here's your daily. Big bullish payday cycle, completely flat. Does this look bullish or bearish here? Well, it kind of looks bearish. We're in a bearish payday cycle. But again, if we hold 130 and form an inside day tomorrow, we're basically forming a base here. But if we crack 130, this payday cycle is going to continue down. It's going to get nasty. So watch 130 like a hawk. It's a very important level. All right, next up, I'm going to go back to the 30-minute. I want to review Tesla. Tesla's up next. Check this out. Now, Tesla was down a few dollars today. But look at this. Would you look at that? What does that look like to you? Does that look bullish or does it look bearish? It looks to me like a bullish channel. Okay? It looks like it's compressing. We're forming higher lows. We're pushing up. And if this baby pops above the 350, I mean, I'm looking at 360, $370. That would push it up into the gap that we had been talking about, right? So check this out. Let's get rid of that. Here's the gap right here. Now we just need to get over 350, and that would push us back up to the top of the gap, 370, 375. Now, again, I'm programmatic here in my thinking and my analysis. If this area at 340 fails, Tesla's going lower. We hit our head a couple of times at 350. That's the area that I'm watching. The 30-minute MACD, it's curling up. It hasn't crossed yet, but certainly a breakout would have that baby cross. Very, very interesting price action here with Tesla. I'm watching 340. I'm bullish above 340, bearish below 340. Let's pop back out to the daily chart. I want to review Apple and then NVIDIA, gold, and Bitcoin. Apple had a huge reversal today. Very interesting price action. In yesterday's video, I shared 315 was my level. It needed to hold above 315 in order for this bullish trend to continue. It failed, and as long as it's below 315, it's now sideways. $300 is the next support. The MACD failed to cross the bulls. We had a short-lived bullish payday cycle. Here's another two things, actually. The weekly MACD, folks, is crossed the bears. What happens when this weekly MACD is crossed the bears? Generally, we see more distribution, choppier trend. The bullish payday cycles are shorter. Also, seasonality. In September, it's one of the worst months of the year for the stock, for Apple, and for technology. So, a little bit of caution. Maybe it looks like compression here for Apple. Next up is NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I'm going to use the daily chart. This is interesting to me because we had support at $360. We dipped below it briefly just to mess with everybody who had their stops here. We bounced. The MACD, though, is not looking good. Look at that. If this MACD crosses and we break below 216, we're definitely going lower, probably for a gap fill. Now, historically, NVIDIA is good and bullish heading into earnings. However, earnings for the last few calls, while they were really good and the company is growing, the stock doesn't really do a lot. Usually it actually goes sideways or even sells off afterwards. Look, the last earnings call, great earnings, sell off. Great earnings, sell off. So a little bit of caution in here. And ultimately, if I was really real with myself and I looked at this trend, what would I see? I'd see a stock that was long-term bullish but stuck in a channel. 190 to 230. It's completely sideways. It could go sideways for a long time, folks. Look at that. Months and months and months and months. It doesn't mean that you can't swing trade it, but you have to pay attention to these longer-term cycles using the Heikin Ashi, using the MACD. Next up, two big breakouts, folks. I've been calling this all week. Gold is breaking out still. It's up another $1.50 today. Look at this. We made new daily highs. We closed at new daily highs. As long as that's the case, gold is trending higher. I'm watching the 419 to 425 level as the next stop. We're going up. We're moving up. Watch for overlapping price. Gold gaps a lot, so you have to be prepared if you're going to trade it. Last up for the day. Holy cow, saving the best for last. It's Bitcoin. I'm using GBTC. Look at this. It's up another $3 today. Now, this is really curious and interesting to me. We've been tracking this longer term pattern in Bitcoin. We had a weekly MACD cross. We got this long-term uptrend with this, somewhat crypto winter. We came all the way down. The MACD crossed the bulls. We're starting to trend higher. This is very interesting. When we look at the daily, we had this pennant forming. We had a bullish payday cycle. We broke out, and the MACD crossed the bulls. Go back to my feed, watch the first video that I posted about Bitcoin and what generally happens when the MACD like this goes bullish. I'll recap it here, but I just want to let you know it's timestamped there. I'm going to click on my strategy builder right here. I want to show you something. This is so cool. Okay. We built this incredible backtesting engine where you can backtest just about every main popular indicator. ADX, Bollinger Bands, DMI, Heikin Ashi, Keltner Channel, MACD, Parabolic SAR, RSI, Stochastic, Williams Percentar. Check this out, the MACD. Now, I've already tested all these indicators. I've even tested indicator combinations, and the MACD still works the best. And I know it's silly, and I know it's simple, but it works. Okay, you're buying when the lines cross, you're selling when they cross back over. It's so silly, and it just works so well. Okay, it's outperforming the stock. The green line is using the MACD. The white line is just holding. It's got a decent batting average, basically a coin toss here. You can see at 46%. But the risk reward is amazing. Your average gain right here, you can see, I'll have to kind of lean in, is 30%, while the average loss is only 8%. So you've got a 3.4 risk reward. What that means is your average gains are almost 3.5 times larger than your average losses. And with a coin toss batting average, that's a strategy that I really want to pay attention to. And you can see why it's been outperforming. Okay, outperforming buy and hold. So the MACD is working. As long as the MACD is bullish and we're in a bullish payday cycle, this is something that could keep going. And today kind of feels like a breakaway gap. Very interesting. For me, as long as it holds 55, remember this is GBTC, we're sideways to up with a momentum breakout. Hey, this is Micah. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Follow along for more. I'm doing more and more of these. We'd love to get your input. Leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.